Hey everyone, Lenny here. Just wanted to make you a quick little video here in your third week of the Peony CSA. Wanted to show you some of the varieties we're working with, put some names to them for you, and also give you a few tips for arranging these flowers in the vase. So this is just astounding to me. Here's a little vase of flowers that I cut from the field that they were so open that I said, okay, I'm gonna keep these rather than send them out to customers. They're finally fading, but they have been in the vase here for like 6 days. They would have been perfectly fine, but anyways, alas. So this is an example of a Monsieur Jules Elie once it is totally open. This is probably about to kick the bucket here. Here's another example. So some of you guys got these this week and some got them last week. Seeing if I have any closed examples, not right here. It's a beautiful, beautiful light pink. This is a Sarah Bernhardt. Not many of these bloomed for us very well this year, but a few of you are getting them. Here we have some Etched Salmon, which is beautiful, but has been disease prone this year, so we're not sending out too many of them. We have the Crinkled Whites, which this is what it looks like when it starts to open. There are a few other varieties that look like this as well, but if you can see the center there, let's see. I don't have any open ones. It looks like a fried egg poppy. It's like a beautiful bright yellow center and it's single petaled. These are beautiful and they last for a long time. They don't look like what you would typically associate with like a traditional peony, but they're amazing. So those are a few of the varieties. In the email, I'm listing some others and describing them for you. This is one of the bouquets that is going out tomorrow. So some of the blooms will be on their way to being pretty open and some will be tighter. You know, there's problems with both. Like if you send out peonies to a customer that are totally open, they're not going to last quite as long. But sometimes people receive a bouquet of these really tightly closed peonies, and that's kind of a disappointment too, because they want to enjoy them right then, or maybe, so I know some of you are gifting them on to people. So we try to aim for a nice balance. Wanted to give you a few tips of how to arrange some of these in a vase. So I love these dollar store vases, very fancy. When you get your bouquet, so I just deconstructed one of tomorrow's bouquets. Sorry, customer. We'll make you another one. So this has some Etched Salmon, some Agrostemma, which went into a lot of this week's bouquets. Some of them earlier in the week had raspberry leaves. Some had Campanula, which was in last week's as well. So when you get these, you know, you want to give everything a fresh cut on the diagonal. And I know I'm preaching to the choir here with you flower lovers, but the reason to cut on the diagonal is A, to increase the surface area of the exposed stem that can take up water and feed the flower, keep it alive for longer. And secondly, so that the stem isn't sitting flat on the bottom of the vase. It's sitting here at an angle, meaning there's less of a opportunity for bacteria to gather and start to close off the stem, which also decreases the vase life of the flower. So give them a fresh cut when you get them home. When you get them inside or home. If they've been sitting out in the sun for a little bit, they might need to drink water before they really perk up and look happy. Oftentimes they'll look great the whole time though. That's what's amazing about peonies. So here I just plop these into a vase and they happen to look perfect. I mean, I'm almost hesitant to undo this because it's so pretty. But I'm going to give you a few tips on how I arrange them just to give them a little bit more, more pizzazz. I'm going to lower this here. All right, so I am going to suggest that if anyone is really trying to make these into an arrangement at home, you might go see if you have anything in your yard to clip. So I clipped some plums, baby plums on the branch, and some pittosporum. Many of the shrubs you have outside will work. I know a lot of you are in apartments. I've been there. There's nothing green you can cut, so you'll be totally fine. I like to think in triangles. So I'm having every stem that goes into the vase crisscross through the center, and everything is radiating out from the center as if it's as if they're wheels on a spoke. I'm thinking about varying the height and continuing to put things around the base of the vase in a circle. These are a little bit crazy. I might want 1 or 2 tall crazy pieces, but this is a bit much. So let's go ahead and cut these down. You can always cut something shorter. You can never extend the length of it, so make sure to kind of measure before you cut. So what I'm doing here is just kind of creating a grid in the vase, so you can see that these stems are crisscrossing, so that the next stems you put in will be supported and will more stay in place where you want them to stay. With the peonies, even if they've been out of water for a minute or 2, I like to give them a fresh cut. I'm going to start with the shorter ones. I want to really vary the height of the peonies around this arrangement. So there's one of the shorter ones. I'm kind of sending it off to the front left corner, and another one back here towards me, the back corner. Maybe spinning the arrangement as I'm working. Things will move, that's totally fine. Maybe putting a third one here so that we're completing this like triangle of peonies. And then I'm going to, I really love the look of groups of flowers, so rather than spreading them out equidistantly around the vase, I'm going to clump a few together. And I like the look of 2 of one variety here together. I'm going to actually make one a little bit shorter and have the other one come out a little bit taller to give some depth to the arrangement. I know this is hard to see. You can see that here we're working on the back side now. Just sticking it in, again, making sure the stems are crisscrossing. Sometimes you guys have 5 peonies in your bunch, sometimes 6 or 7. Here we are with this now. I'm liking the way this looks. I'm going to save the agrostemma for the end. The only thing I don't like is that they're all kind of at the same height. So don't be afraid to really cut some shorter, leave some pretty tall. I'm going to leave that a little taller. Now I'm coming in with the agrostemma, which was in your arrangement, most of you. I love agrostemma. Sometimes the top open flowers will get a little bit sad after a few days. You can just clip them right off and some of the side buds will continue to open. Now I'm just going to stick these in little groups. I love grabbing 1 or 2 together and sticking them in the vase together. And again, just as we did with all of our other stems, we're not sticking anything in straight up and down. Doing that will just create a tall, straight, kind of flat arrangement. We're sticking everything in at an angle. Angle, angle, angle. It's hard when the vase is skinny, but you'll find that you can still get good movement that way. So, sticking those in over there really gives me a chance to have something that's sticking out. That's a little extreme. There we go. I'm gonna turn it around here. I don't like how you can see so much stem right here. I would like to have a little bit more greenery to kind of hide that. Maybe I can make something work with this agrostemma. It just gives a little bit more interest down below. If this were a shorter a centerpiece for a table, I would really be focusing on that. But we're probably looking at this head on rather than looking, we're looking at it, you know, we're always going to be kind of, I'm guessing this is going to be on most people's, you know, your bathroom counter or your mantle. So rather than having it straight across from eye level, you're kind of looking down on it. So I'm not as concerned about this bottom layer here, if that makes sense. So I'm liking this. I'm going to take a few more stems of agrostemma, stick them in little groups. And there you have it. So again, this would look just as beautiful with just the peonies in the vase. We're trying to decide next year if we're going to offer the CSA as just a bunch of peonies. That's option A. Option B would be what we did this year, which is the peonies with just a little bit, a few other stems to kind of embellish it. Or option C, a full-on bouquet, like more like the bouquets I traditionally make, the ones we sell at the farm stand and do for delivery. This might be more along the lines of a traditional bouquet, but we'd probably add a few snapdragons or foxglove or something similar. But I'll tell you guys all about that in the coming week, I guess. I'd love to do a little survey and see how your experience has been and what you might want for next year. Not that you have to commit to anything at all. I just want to get your feedback. Thank you guys so much. There's about 80 of you, 85 of you, and it's It's been such a joy seeing your pictures on Instagram or the ones you've emailed me, and just connecting over these beautiful peonies. We've had some little road bumps, we've gotten past them, we're learning a lot, and it's just such a joy after watching these grow. Oh, now the sun goes away. After watching these grow for 3 years, to finally be able to harvest them and share them with you. So thanks for coming along.